The Old Haunted House by Helen Kettman, illustrated by Nate Ragg. At the old haunted house in the room with no sun lived a warty green witch and her wee witchy one. "Spell!" cried the witch. "Pff!" cried the one, and they both practiced spells in the room with no sun. The old haunted house where a cold draft blew lived a big ma monster and her wee monsters too. "Stir!" called Ma. "We stir!" cried the two. And they whirred and they stirred while the cold draft blew. By the old haunted house, in the dead hollow tree, lived a scrawny black cat and her wee kittens three. "Scratch!" cried the mother. "Meow!" cried the three. And they scratched and they growled in the dead hollow tree. At the old haunted house with the squeaky old floor lived a green paw goblin and his wee goblin four. "Dust!" called the paw. "We dust!" said the four. And they spread lots of dust on the squeaky old floor. At the old haunted house where the scary things jive lived Ma Werewolf and her wee wolfies five. "Ho!" cried the Ma. And they yowled and they howled where scary things jive. "Ow!" wailed the five. In the old haunted house, in a vault made of brick, lived a papa vampire and his little vamp six. "Show things!" Papa cried. "Hiss!" went the six, and they snarled and they shrieked in the vault made of bricks. At the old haunted house, teaching a lesson, was a hairy mom bat and her bitty bats seven. "Dip dive!" cried the mom. "Flip flap!" went the seven. And they dipped and they dove in their dip diving lesson. By the old haunted house near the graveyard gate lived a spooky dad ghost and his wee ghosties eight. "Haunt!" cried the dad. "Boo!" cried the eight. And they booed and they floated through the graveyard gate. At the old haunted house, half covered with vines, lived a mommy, and her wee mummies nine. "Mix!" called the mommy. "We mix!" called the nine, as they stirred and they mixed in the house with the vines. In the old haunted house with the dusty old den lived a fat mom spider and her wee spiders 10. Spin! Called the ma. Weave ho! Called the 10. And they spun sticky webs in the dusty old den. At the old haunted house, the front door creaked.
Trick or treat!
Trick or treat! Yelled the children. The ghost shrieked. Eek! Come in! Called Ma Mummy. The monsters made stew. The mummies made cake and the witches zapped brew. The creatures all grinned as they struck up the band, and the spiders all swung on sticky web strands. The ghosties floated as the music played. Black cats scratched as the werewolves bayed. The vampire band played music all night, and they all had fun at the Halloween fright.